In today's episode of Willful, we spoke with Sheryl Gordon, a technical trainer, philanthropist, and author of the book, A Rewording Life. Sheryl co-wrote her book with 1,000 other Canadian contributors who, like her, find meaning and validation in the world through words. Had you thought about being a linguist?
I thought at the time I wanted to be a translator, to be honest. But in my fourth year at university, I took a translation course and I realized that I didn't have the analytical skills required to be a translator. And I think also at the time I was starting to realize maybe that languages were something that I struggled with. So even though I studied French and I spoke English and French passively, I couldn't speak as eloquently or as voluble as other people. So it was always a struggle. But then having said that, I was still idealistic. So I went to Japan because after I graduated with a BA in French, it was the early 90s. And there was a big recession in Canada. There were no prospects for people with business degrees, let alone with an arts degree. So fortunately, I had a friend who had gone to Japan, and she'd been teaching there for 2 years. And she called me out randomly out of the blue. She was on her way out. She was leaving Japan, having lived there for 2 years, and was going to go to Australia, I think within 2 months. She's like, why don't you come and hang out here? Because she knew I was really torn with what I wanted to do. I had friends that were going to go into their MBA program, and I was thinking about maybe going into education, but I wasn't sure if that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So when she proposed that idea, I thought it might help clarify what I wanted to do, because I'd have exposure to teaching, and then maybe I could, further that education degree or path when I got back. So I did. I ended up going to Japan, and like I said earlier, idealistically, I thought maybe if I studied Japanese, I'd be even more marketable. So I studied Japanese for the entire time that I was there, and
how long were you there for?
I ended up staying for a long time. I was there for 4 years.
That is a long time.
Yeah.
And you were teaching?
I was teaching English,
Yeah.
and just traveling. I was able to travel Southeast Asia, and it was a really nice experience. And
how did that experience change your appreciation of the English language, having to teach it?